All right, if you've seen me here before, you know that I talk relentlessly on this channel about Donald Trump's very clear and obvious cognitive decline. And we've got to talk about a few new things, some things that have happened recently. And we're going to start with a video that actually isn't Donald Trump, because just in the last 24 hours, Donald Trump had this post on Truth Social that has now been taken down that you have probably seen and heard about because it's super viral. Essentially, in part of the video, it depicts Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as monkeys. It's incredibly racist. It's abhorrent. It's disgusting. And I think this plays into the cognitive decline. But I want to start with actually a clip on C-SPAN, because voters are starting to realize, Trump voters are saying, I'm done. I'm out of here. This is disgraceful. This is ridiculous. And in my opinion, it's not only because of his rampant narcissism and the type of person he is, but it's also because of the cognitive decline. We're going to hop into all of this, but really quickly before we do, my name is Chris Mowrey. If you haven't seen me here before, I now do a daily video here on the Adam Mockler channel. So if you enjoy this type of content, you can go right down below and subscribe to both Adam Mockler and I, Chris Mowrey. It would mean so much. You guys have shown so much support lately on my channel. It means the world. All right, let's hop right into this. First, I want to start with a C-SPAN clip. And then I'm going to show you a few moments of late of Donald Trump just losing his goddamn mind, frankly. Let's take a look.
My word. I am a registered. Oh, my word. I am a registered Republican. My dad was the president of American Pipeliners Association, so I came by it rather naturally. Voted for the president. Supported him, but I really want to apologize. I mean, I'm looking at this awful picture of the Obamas. What an embarrassment to our country. All this man does is tell lies. He is not worthy of the presidency. He takes bribes blatantly, and now he's being a racist. Blatantly. They were supposed to deport the dangerous criminals. They were not supposed to go after small children, storm schools, bring terror upon, the little kids and the women and children, not just the immigrants in the school. All the children are scared. This is not a decent man. This is not an honest man. He openly takes bribes. He's pathetic as a president, and I just want to apologize to everybody in the country for supporting this rotten man.
John, did you vote for him in all three elections?
I did. I was sucked into the stupidity of creating jobs, and there are no more jobs in New Mexico. Things are worse than they were before. You cannot find a primary care physician. Our governor just passed some laws to try to help. If you are a young physician, we want you in New Mexico. Come here. There's a great need for you.
All right.
Wow. That is a truly shocking minute and 50 seconds, and it's so refreshing. These type of things bring me so much hope. I'm like, oh my God, that's so refreshing to hear. And shout out to this individual on C-SPAN. To the last point, sucked into, making jobs. I actually, last night, you've probably seen Adam Mockler before on Bar Fight with Michael Knowles. I had the opportunity, I literally just landed getting back home to Chicago from Nashville. I went on Bar Fight with Michael Knowles with my friend Harry Sisson. And I was looking at Michael Knowles and I was referencing the economy. I said, we have lost manufacturing jobs for 13 or 14 straight months. The guy who's supposed to create all the manufacturing jobs, the manufacturing boom, tariffs, bring manufacturing back to the United States. We've lost manufacturing jobs for like 14 straight months. The economy sucks. Inflation is still around and people are done. And again, a lot of it relates to the cognitive decline. Him posting this absolutely disgusting video. I mean, Donald Trump, again, is obviously a narcissist. He's a racist. He's also in the midst of, this cognitive decline. Donald Trump can't remember the word, Alzheimer's, when describing his dad's health problem. We talked about this on this channel. This is absolutely nuts. I apologize for the video down here. Trump can't remember the word Alzheimer's when describing, his dad's health problems. We've talked about this on this channel before. President Donald Trump couldn't remember the word Alzheimer's while trying to describe his father's health problems. A new report reveals the irony. I mean, it's just slaps you right in the face. Quote, at a certain age, about 86, 87, he started getting, what do they call it? Trump asked, pointing to his forehead and looking toward White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Alzheimer's, Leavitt replied, like an Alzheimer's thing, well, I don't have it, Trump added. I mean, that's got to be like just everything that's happened to this damn country in like a year. You could just frame that interaction, like that text of that interaction, and put it on the wall. Expert warns Trump's health rapidly declining. He's losing the brakes. Now, I tend to be a little more, cautious of articles like this because random doctors, like the only way that anybody could really see into Trump and what's going to happen or what's going on with his health, is his doctor. We might be under the belief that he's belief is, I think it's pretty clear he's facing some amount of cognitive decline. When we start to get into specifics, I get a little cautious, but I'll read you this. An expert Thursday warned that Donald Trump's health has started to rapidly deteriorate as questions increase over his mental capacity and ability to lead, according to reports. Dr. John Gardner, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and a former assistant professor at Johns Hopkins Medical School, told the British publication The Eye Paper that there have been increased concerns over the president's health and suggested signs of cognitive decline. Quote, the main way to diagnose dementia is that we see a deterioration from someone's own baseline in these 4 areas: language, memory, behavior, and psychomotor performance, he said. Quote, he's deteriorated since his last administration noticeably, but now we're seeing deterioration almost week over week. The rate of decline is accelerating. I go to this video that I found interesting. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Take a look.
All right, thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Marco. Thank you, Marco.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco.
Oh my goodness! Look at Marco Rubio's face. Look at the sheer pain that Marco Rubio is in here. And so obviously Donald Trump was not supposed to read that note out loud, right? He's trying to privately signal, like, go address or talk to or whatever in this big, I think there's a big room of people, a Chevron, right? But if we scroll up this person on Twitter, I'm curious to know what you think in the comments down below. I do read all of your comments. Do you hear that slurping sound that Trump keeps making recently? It's called dysphagia, I believe. This happens when a person is in progressive cognitive decline. You also hear him make a groaning or grunting noise and see what looks like him drooling, and it's all related. It's not laughing. So again, noticing more of these specific actions, again, as the last article said, week over week, this deterioration, slurring the words. Obviously, in this clip, he's not even realizing that he's not supposed to read the note out loud. These are things that, like, if this exact scenario happened under Joe Biden, we would never hear the end of it. It'd be nonstop. I don't even know that I saw this clip before I started making this video. That's how different the media kind of dynamic here is. Oh, that's just Trump being Trump. He just made a mistake. If Biden did it, the Fox News servers would overheat. If a Democrat did it, they would never shut the hell up about it. Donald Trump in Davos, I actually listened to this entire speech on my way to Nashville, I guess because I enjoy inflicting pain on myself. In all seriousness, I dislike Trump so much. Obviously, I despise Donald Trump. He's so dangerous to our democracy. He's so self-absorbed. He cares only about himself. He's racist. He's a narcissist, all of these things. But I do occasionally, from start to finish, if it's been a month or 2 months since I've listened to him start to finish, it's hard to watch, but I'll listen. I'm just trying to absorb and understand where we're at. And the Davos speech, he sounded like shit. I listened to the whole thing yesterday. Listen to this clip.
They're all caused by this horrible president. I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year.
Look at you hear in his voice there, it's so raspy, but he's slurring. You hear he tries to say president, but he almost can't. He's president, and then he does it again. Just clearly not in good shape. Another clip here from recent.
And I said, this is a really smart guy. If I ever get this thing, I got to get it. It wasn't easy, They rigged the second election. I had to win it. I needed it for my own ego. I would have had a bad ego for the rest of my life. Now I really have a big ego. Beating these lunatics was incredible, right? What a great feeling. Winning every swing state, winning the popular vote. The first time, they said I didn't win the popular vote. I did. But they said, so they'd always say, What I always thought that introduced me, while Donald Trump did not win the popular vote, you know, I'm sitting up being introduced by a Democrat or somebody, and they say, why Donald Trump did not win the popular vote? He won the presidency. Here he is. I said, that was terrible. I said, and we won the popular vote by a lot. We didn't want to play any games. This has been a much different. We had a great first term. We had the greatest economy in history, but this one's going to blow it away. Already it's blown everything away.
I mean, I just don't know how anybody could listen to that. And this is part of why I listen. I'll listen. Obviously, I see Donald Trump clips all the time, but from start to finish, I try to listen as consistently as I can because I'm like, I'm just confirming to myself. Right? I debate myself on politics all the time, which I think is really important. Obviously, your views change over time. But there's sometimes where you're almost gaslit by a side of a country, one side of the country right now, or I should say specific individuals, especially within this administration. I'm like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe Donald Trump isn't as bad, in bad shape, or isn't as much of a just incoherent ranter as I make him out to be. Maybe I've lost it. Maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe I've seen too many selective clips. The fake news media has got to me. But every single time I listen to him, start to finish, full speech, an hour and a half, it is so much worse than I thought going into it. Every time I see it, it's worse. It stuns me that people see stuff like this and are like, yeah, that's the guy. He's ready to go. He's in great shape. He knows what's going on. He's in perfect health, but B, just not a complete effing moron. It's truly remarkable. I'm under the belief that if everybody who voted for Donald Trump was forced to listen to one of his any speech from start to finish, we would have had a different outcome in the election. I'm firmly under that belief. And again, one of the things we touched on in the beginning that was going really viral on Twitter, I really just wanted to point out, because I already read this quote, but I wanted to point out the view count here, 1.9 million views, and a lot of that, and a lot of the conversations that we have and you have with friends and family and on Twitter and out at wherever you're at, day to day, they are making a difference. It's breaking through. People are deciding to make different decisions. So keep at it. I know it's a hard time right now. It's exhausting, but one day at a time, we can get through this. I appreciate you watching this video. Once again, my name is Chris Mowrey. I do a daily video here on the Adam Mockler channel. So make sure you subscribe, both me and Adam Mockler, down below, and I will see you tomorrow.